amendment?
I have two remaining amendments. I will drop one of them because it was essentially addressed. This amendment is the genesis of this comes from a lot of people in our district who don't have very high expectations of Congress, but on major bills like this, they expect us to do two things. One, to read and study the bill before we vote on it, and then give them time to be able to read and study the bill as well. What this amendment does, it just expresses a sense of Congress and this committee, each member, that prior to voting on this massive health care bill, each member will certify in the congressional record that he or she has read the entire bill and that the bill be publicly available online for 72 hours prior to vote. This issue has come up because I think the public has seen the stimulus bill, $700 and some billion rushed through again with almost no time to read it, less than 24 hours notice. The same thing occurred with the cap and tax bill here recently, and now we have evidence. The original bill for this health care was introduced less than 24 hours ago. The new bill was introduced at midnight tonight. Virtually no one has had a chance to read it. We don't even know how much it costs, and we're being asked to vote on it. And we cannot rush legislation of this complexity and cost through Congress. And so this amendment simply says we're going to read the bill and we're going to give the public 72 hours to read it as well before we vote on it. And although this is a sense of Congress, I guess you could just accept it and then not do it. I would ask members that to not only vote for this bill, but to have the integrity to actually follow it, to read this bill, and then to give the public the chance to do so as well. And I would urge its passage.
She's doing it now. Payments.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'm pleased to respond. Let me say to my friend and our brother from Texas, Mr. Brady, I know it's getting late, very late, and but we're moving to a very interesting point in this debate tonight, and marking up this bill. It's my understanding that our leadership on our side plan to have this bill online 48 hours before we vote on the bill. Now, this bill was introduced more than a month ago, and all of the changes will be described in the bill when it is placed online. I think this is a bad idea. You know, we're not children. We're not little boys and little girls. No one. We shouldn't have to pass a resolution telling us what we should read and not read. I think we should be smart enough to read the legislation, and no one should force us. No resolution that we pass or something we vote on can command that we read a bill. So I think we should vote against this bill, and I ask for no vote, Mr. Chairman.
You really want to vote? Your suggestion is well taken. You want to vote on this?
Just voice me, son.
Before the committee, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The noes say no. No. The noes have it. The amendment is defeated. Mr. Ryan has an amendment.